Negative self-talk is sneaky. It doesn't always scream in your face, sometimes it whispers in the background. And before you even notice it, your self-confidence is out the window, your energy is drained, and your entire vibe has completely shifted. But today, we're going to break down that inner killer voice and how it shows up in your everyday life, at work, at home, even within your goals. And I'll give you the tools to flip it in the moment so that you can take back control. So if you saw last week's episode, you know that we talked a lot about spotting your specific killers, flipping them, and stacking bricks with actionable steps to prove the killer is a liar. If you wrote them down, amazing, you'll see them come alive today. But if you didn't, don't stress about it. You can still follow along and we'll start fresh today. This is all about building awareness, spotting the killer in your everyday life, and then me giving you the tools so that you can use them in real time. Here's the thing. Self-talk, unfortunately, isn't always really obvious. It's not just the dramatic, I'm not good enough moments. It's in the daily stuff, the little cuts that slowly drain you over time. For example, let's say you cooked dinner and it was a little bland, and you got killer in the back of your head like Gordon Ramsay, you can't even cook right. The reality is it's seasoning, not self-worth. Or at work, you send an email and crickets. And the killer's got you convinced that people don't respect you. But the reality is that people are busy too, and no one's dismissing you. Or in relationships, your friends cancel plans for whatever reason, and it turns into a thing where they don't care about you. But we all know that life happens, but somehow the killer is allowed to set the tone for rejection. And my personal favorite, personal goals. You miss one day at gym and it turns into you'll never be consistent, you'll be big back forever, but this is just one day. And as long as you get up and go the next day, you are still on track. And I think the biggest takeaway here is that these are just moments. And it's up to you to decide whether or not this moment is going to dictate the tone for the rest of your day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, and so on and so forth. You have the power to capture that feeling in that moment, hold it, and decide what kind of power it has. So you didn't wake up and go to the gym today, that's fine. I'll do other things that are just as important today, and I'll make sure that I make gym a priority tomorrow and put that where it needs to go, instead of turning it into the person that you are for the rest of your life. When you let that killer voice run the show, it's not just in your head. It changes how you show up in ways that you don't even realize. You hold back ideas at work. You get defensive in conversations. You quit goals before you even start. That's the ripple effect of negative self-talk. It kills your confidence, it drains your energy, and it affects everyone around you, not just you. Tool number 2, fact versus fear. Ask yourself, is this a fact that I can actually prove, or is this fear just running its mouth? Example, your friend takes a little bit too long to text you back. Fear will have you convinced that they're mad at you or whatever, but the fact is they're at work or picking up the kid. You see the difference? Tool number 3, flip it fast. Rewrite that script in real time. So the killer is going to tell you that you're not qualified to apply for that job or that position. Flip it. Every single skill that I have built has gotten me here. I'm more ready than I think. Or the killer will have you convinced you'll embarrass yourself if you speak up. Flip it. My voice could be exactly what somebody needs to hear in this moment. Tool number 4, action beats anxiety every single time. Don't just think it, do something. So the killer will have you convinced that your place is a disaster, and it probably is, but take action. Clean one countertop. Or the killer has you convinced that you're falling behind on life. Write down one goal and take a step towards it, and make a plan to take a new step every single week. Small actions create proof, and proof destroys lies. The killer voice is always going to try you, but you don't have to believe it. Every time you spot it, flip it, and take action, you're stacking bricks, building the foundation for real confidence, better relationships, and stronger habits. The killer's voice is always going to try you, but you don't have to believe it. Every time you spot it, flip it, and take action, You're stacking bricks. You're building the foundation for better confidence, better relationships, and stronger habits. If you were able to do last week's homework, amazing. Pull it out. And we're going to match your killers to some of the examples that we talked about today. But if you didn't, don't worry about it. We can start fresh right here. So, homework for next week's episode. First, we're going to catch one killer thought each and every day. And then I want you to write it down word for word. Then, right next to it, I want you to write the flip. Write the supportive flip that you came up with to support you and your narrative, not the killer's narrative. And then I want you to prove it wrong. Take one small action step that gives you the evidence against the killer. And then at the end of the week, look back at your list and notice how many flips and actions you've stacked. Those are your bricks. This week's challenge is all about practice. Don't think about it, write it, flip it, and act on it. And that's how you turn self-talk from your enemy into your teammate. Because the truth is, self-talk shapes your life. Change the conversation, and you change everything. Now listen, this isn't just about flipping one thought. This is about building a new foundation, brick by brick. And we're not stopping here, thank goodness, because in episode 3, we're going to talk about what happens once we start stacking those bricks and how those bricks actually rewire your brain, shift your energy, and change the way you move through life. We're talking about building confidence that lasts, creating momentum that sticks, and rewriting the script so the killer's voice doesn't get the final say anymore. So don't miss it. This is where the real transformation starts showing up, boo. And here is the most important part before we go. Don't just comment for me, comment for each other. Because this isn't just about me giving you tools. This is about building a community where we can be real about the stuff that usually stays stuck in our heads. Think about it. When you scroll through comments and see somebody else write down the exact thought that you had, doesn't it validate you a little bit? That's powerful. That's connection. That's proof you're not the only one fighting that killer voice. And here's the thing. Somebody out there is going to see your comment and realize they are not alone either. And that's how we start flipping the script together. One voice, one flip, one brick at a time. So don't hold back. Drop that killer thought that you're going to flip this week and share the action you're going to take to prove it wrong. Because when you put it out there, it doesn't just help us, it creates a ripple effect. It gives courage to the next person. And that's how community works. That's how confidence grows. And that's how we make sure the killer doesn't win. So hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and join the conversation in the comments. Because this isn't just my channel. This is our space to grow, to shift, and to build something stronger together.